I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that this is a Spider-Man stan account, right? Everybody, I'm Jess, but you probably know me better as Female Peter Parker on most socials, where I post Avengers skits and cosplays. I wanted to take today to talk a little bit about why Spider-Man is so important to me and why he's connected with me so much as a character. Looking back at my life up until this point, Spider-Man's always kind of been there, even before I got into Marvel. When I was little, I was a big Disney princess girly. I didn't really have a favorite Disney princess growing up. I think I just kind of liked all of them, but I have this vivid memory of my first ever time seeing Spider-Man. It was Halloween and some of my family friends had come over and one of my family friends had dressed as Spider-Man. And I just remember being very young and being like, who is Spider-Man? Who is that? And there was another time I was at this big event. I think I was 4 or 5 at this point. And there was a Spider-Man there and I have this great picture of him carrying me around. Still had no idea who Spider-Man was, but I was having a good time. I mean, I knew he was a superhero, but I didn't know anything about superheroes. Superheroes weren't really my thing when I was little. I'm trying to think back to when Spider-Man started to become really prevalent in my life. I vaguely remember my dad showing me the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and I enjoyed his character, but I wasn't super into him at that point. The ones that really stand out to me are Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans. I remember seeing those and just falling in love with him. He was the best Spider-Man in my eyes. I adored him. I was so obsessed with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I don't know, there's just something so special about those movies. Each of the actors who played Spider-Man I feel brought such different aspects to the character that I really enjoyed. But I think Andrew's Spider-Man came at a time that I was starting to become the age that Spider-Man was in the movies. I was 11 or 12 when the first Amazing Spider-Man came out, so I guess that would be middle school time frame. But I was getting close to that high school age, so I felt like I could kind of relate to his character in that sense. After seeing Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans, I got really into the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoons on Disney XD. I just remember every weekend I would sit there and watch them. And I think that's what really started to get me into the Spider-Man lore, I guess you could call it. Because Ultimate Spider-Man had a lot of characters that I'd never met before in Marvel either. They had Iron Fist, I remember that was a big one. Luke Cage was in that one. Also the Coulson cameos in that show. Spectacular. I feel like I need to make a whole other video just talking about how much I love Ultimate Spider-Man. But anyways, I would watch those all the time. And my love for the Avengers was growing at this time because the first Avengers movie was when I first started getting into Marvel. So I think having that and starting to like Spider-Man all at the same time really upped my hype for Civil War when it came out. Because the growth was there in both aspects, I still remember when they announced that they had recast Andrew's Spider-Man. I was so upset. They just made 2 movies about him. I don't understand. I was low-key mad, not gonna lie. Which is really funny for me to look back on now because Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man, so just... But at the time, oh boy, I was so upset. And then I remembered watching Civil War and I was like, oh man, he gets the character so good. Spider-Man was just so funny in that movie. I was still kind of bad before I saw Homecoming too, not gonna lie. I remember standing in line waiting to see Homecoming with my family and I was like, Spider-Man, it's not Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And then we watched the whole movie and I was like, okay, I love this boy. I love all of them. It's such a tough question when people are like, who's your favorite Spider-Man actor of the 3? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Andrew Garfield just has this special place in my heart that will never be replaced in terms of Spider-Man's character, just because my love of Spider-Man kind of grew with his adaptation of it. Regardless of who's playing Spider-Man's character, I think just the character as a whole is what really makes him my favorite Marvel character. He's just so selfless and passionate and he cares about other people. He's always trying to do the right thing. He literally could be on death's door still making jokes. I mean, this man. And I think too, he's just such a relatable character for so many people, He has day-to-day struggles, he has relationship struggles, he has finance struggles. I feel like with a lot of the other Marvel characters, we don't really see that. But Peter Parker's allowed to be imperfect and he's allowed to be silly and goofy, and I think that's what makes him such a lovable person. Plus, come on, the quips. The quips. There's so many of them. They're just hilarious. And at this point in time in my content creation journey and in my Marvel journey, I guess, I've been really getting more into the comics. I think exploring Spider-Man's character in kind of a first step creation basis has even grown my love of the character more. There's so much Spider-Man content to consume, there's the comics, there's the PS4/5 game. And back on this topic of Spider-Man being such a relatable character, I think this idea that anybody can wear the mask is just so empowering. Anybody can be Spider-Man. I can be Spider-Man, you can be Spider-Man. I think it's what's connected so many of us as Spider-Man lovers, I think even too, just how his character was formed is so inspiring. The fact that Stan Lee sat down to make this idea and so many people told him that he was so stupid to make a character like that, and now everywhere you go, you see Spider-Man. And this is a direct quote from Stan Lee here, but like, it's such a great reminder that if you have an idea that you think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it, you know? And I think that's what's been such a core aspect of my content creator journey as well. I mean, like, there's so many people out there who are gonna tell you that your stuff is cringe, or like, why are you doing that? That cosplay is dumb, it's for children, that Marvel movies are for children, which like is not true. And I think having this character that I look up to so much, having someone like Spider-Man for me to look up to be myself in a space like this and be vulnerable with myself and just talk about the things I love and make skits and cosplay with a fandom that I love, it has brought me so much good. It has brought me so much good. I'm just really thankful. I'm so grateful every day. Anyone can wear the mask. And that's something that I really try hard to empower in my own content. I love Spider-Man so much. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. He's just such a good character. I'm so grateful for him. I'm so grateful that Stan Lee just like didn't listen to those people, you know? But I think that's why Spider-Man's just so important to me. He's just a symbol of so many things. He's symbolic of self-empowerment and creativity and togetherness of so many people. And I'm so grateful for that. Now that I've calmed down. Thank you all so much for joining to watch me cry about my favorite character. If you're looking for more content like this or more Marvel skits, be sure to follow me here, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the places, and I'll see you all in the next video. Love you bunches.